comparison of what it sounds like.
Take care.
I can't believe we helped him bring a new dish into the world.
Yes, I hope it sells all right.
No way it won't. It looks great.
Even to me.
Ffxvs are 15 FPS. Now, while it is a turn-based game, Final Fantasy VIII has timed inputs, so the lower frame rate on UI can be seen as an issue and even have adverse effects. For example, the cursor that's supposed to flicker doesn't anymore, and boosting your GFs is made slightly harder. The PC version loads and saves there is no longer 360-degree analog movement. You can only move in 8 directions, and the controller support in general was shoddy to begin with. Keyboard, otherwise all buttons are labeled B1 through B10. You also can't rewind anything from the triggers on the controller, albeit something unique to the PC version.
Say your prayers.
I'll find that thing.
While the PSX version had 15 save slots depending on how many memory cards, the PC version had 30 slots and 2 quote-unquote game folders. And to do that, the vibration option was lost.
Really? Again? Say your prayers. Never fear, Clubjo's here.
We're in the home stretch.
Ingress, if I may. It's close. None the worse for wear.
Your hubris is your weakness, big brother. You're the best man. Next up is the Steam version, released in 2013. And despite the release of the remaster, it's still
Ready for this?
The game also now has a launcher, and this launcher lets you change graphics and controls, though just as a heads up, your controls won't work until you're at the main menu, and the graphics options let you disable linear filtering or enable quote-unquote original graphics. The launcher also lets you disable pausing the game on focus lens and disable fixed aspect ratios. Now for some of the altered assets. The Ffxvs in the Steam version.
How many times? Enough talk. Time for some action.
Now the Steam version is home to a myriad of cheats that were added to the game. At launch, the Steam version had the Magic Booster, which would edit a save file to give you full stacks of some magic. This would include spells like Fire, Thunder, Thundara, Cure, and Curada. Then some other boosters were patched into the game in 2014. You can now fast forward the game, in which the manual length is up to 5 times the speed. The speed up is pretty inconsistent though, you can just jump around to any speed it feels like. Be careful speeding up the game because if you go to an FFV with this, you may crash the game. Enable that.
You're on fire today. That wasn't so hard.
Oh, Mr. Nice Guy! Was that perfect or what?
I'll give you that.
The other Final Fantasy ports, you know what it is. Music in the field resets after battles. And meanwhile, Ffxv now uses an incorrect sound during his summon. And lastly, let's talk about some mods. I won't go into detail about it, but there are mods that do restore the original PSX music, provide higher quality FMVs re-encoded from the original PC PC version, a fix for the Quetzalcoatl long sound delays, fixing the UV mapping in the open world, and many HD model and texture
use a bite to
models.
eat.
Those are your
Yeah,
best.
let's do it.
Overall, the PC version is lackluster. While it allows you to play Chocobo World,
Come with us, Noct.
life changes, and has the magic booster, there are bugs, a myriad of compatibility issues, and flaws from the
Oh, there
PSX
you are.
version.
Sure.
Another hunt.
Okay, we're off.
Knew I could count on y'all. Good hunting.
All right, time to make a delivery.
Don't want to spoil the spoils.
So take care of everything you want. To my knowledge, there is no mod at the moment to fix the 8-direction movement like the mod in Final Fantasy IX, and the only fix for the frame rate is called Open 8, which is a rewritten game engine built from scratch. And besides, what if you're not looking to play on PC or can't be bothered with fan-made changes? Well, let's take a look at Final Fantasy VIII Remastered. Final Fantasy VIII
just y'all.
on PC, PS4, Xbox
No
One,
surprises.
and Nintendo Switch worldwide September 3rd, 2019. Hiroshi Harada, Tomohiro Kayano, and Tetsuya Nomura all worked on the remaster, making decisions and choices about the project
Y'all
were
did
from
good.
the original heads of the game. Yoshinori Kitase during E3 2019 had said that the original plan for Final Fantasy VIII was just another direct port like 7 and 9.
I was about to bite
But
to
in
eat.
development, they had decided to turn the project into a remaster and start improving the quality of the game's assets. Many turn credit of the delay of 8's modern port to the loss of the game's
If y'all
source
liked it,
an
come
issue that
on
has
back.
left Square for a long time and has been confirmed by the likes of Tetsuya Nomura, Yoshinori Kitase, company Square
Seems to me
Woodward,
Taka
and
could do
even
his
Square's
own hunting.
CEO,
Take his
Joe
chef's knife
Higgins,
and-
who didn't
Aware
begin
of the proper
to
points of
source
separation.
the to the story. The raw source data a problem like it's been for Final Fantasy 7, 9, and
Eurus.
10, as well as Kingdom Hearts. They had ultimately
struggle
decided
to
Final
remember.
Fantasy 8 needed more work to bring it up to snuff. And according to Nomura, Emu was brought in
Tell
for
God!
analysis and porting to consoles, and Access Games was handling the model creation and implementation. Now let's take a look at everything that's changed in the remaster. Many of the models in the game were retouched. This includes things such as environment models, NPCs, card artwork, GFs,
Millions of Americans miss out on tax credits or deductions every year. Are you one of them? Get a free second look when you switch to H&R Block. We review the last 3 years of your returns and check for accuracy, missed credits and deductions, identity thefts, and more. Switch to H&R Block and get a free second look review.
Better make tracks. Ignis, we're going.
On my way.
With 12 grams protein and only 1 gram of sugar, it's actually your new favorite protein bar. Magic Spoon Treats. Find us at Magic Spoon.
Noct, what are your plans for after reuniting with Lady Lunafreya?
Not exactly like you could bring her along for the ride.
Just go off the wedding.
We'll cross that bridge when we come to it.
and Squall, the Goon also appear to resemble
Let's go.
Yep.
Dissidia.
Wanna bash some heads in?
I'm in.
Ooh, head bashing. Gotcha!
It's also now an appropriate month. And again supports girls.
Don't be late.
Here I am!
That's the upscale factor. They are incredibly adorable. But many of the
No cause for concern.
I think we can handle this.
Come on. I got a date with a couple of
None
the worse for wear.
This
Bring on the
achievable
neck.
result? No. The frame rate is identical to the previous PC version. 60 FPS menus, 30 FPS in the field and open world, and 15 during battle. customizable anymore unless on PC, but the defaults have changed from the original. In the PSX version, triangle is cancel and circle is menu, and the remaster effectively swaps those two. The console versions of the remaster are pretty homogenized this time around, the biggest difference between them being the resolution. The Switch version isn't exactly 1080p, but when undocked, it looks incredible. And the Switch version also has backwards buttons for when you're driving and doing the train segment. Not a real big deal though. PS4 version actually uses the same saving interface as other versions, and not the dumb, really slow default PS4 interface. And unfortunately, being the first time back on consoles in an extremely long time, they didn't add back in vibration. So the Chocobo minigame has been removed, forever living on in the previous Steam release. And those exclusive items from it are now available via Angelo Search. And Angelo Search is an ability you get during Disc 3. Achievements are the same as the Steam version, except with several of them removed. Ultimately, if you're a trophy hunter, your job's been made easier. In all the previous versions, it was possible to reset the game via a combo of buttons. But instead, you can just go to exit in the main menu. Now, the PC version of the remaster has a number of features not on console. Nomura reportedly told in a Famitsu interview it's because there's more core players on PC. So the PC version has a brand new launcher and no longer has Square's DRM. With the launch options, you get text language, master volume, resolution up to 4K, full screen borderless or windowed, and which monitor to display the game on. Meanwhile, the graphics options in-game include all of the launcher's options, plus brightness, anti-aliasing, both camera speed and the rate at which the battle camera triggers. It's found in the config in-game. On top of the customizable buttons and keybinds, the PC version has more modern controller support like you'd expect it to. Like for instance, your controller will still work if you connect it after starting the game, and the D-pad and triggers actually work. And the PC version can rebind everything on controller and keyboard in-game. Also, the PC version has autosaves. Now let's talk about cheats that which benefit those who do not have the time to invest into a lengthy RPG. For all versions of the remaster, there is the multiply the game speed by 3, which doesn't affect timers, thankfully, though it can have some quirky results if you use it all the time. You can turn off random encounters, and enable battle enhancements. Battle enhancements meaning your HP and ATB are always full, and limit breaks can be used anytime. Now, PC exclusive boosters are where they really blow the door open on the game, and probably are there to discourage you from starting up Cheat Engine. So Magic Booster is gone, but in its place we have all items with some exceptions, all abilities, limit breaks, cards with some exceptions, and maxed out GF levels, Gil, and Magic. And as a reminder, these cheats on PC do disable achievements. And a quick change from console to PC is that the temporary boosters that you can turn on overlay on top of the game in the PC version. Now let's talk about issues that were fixed and ones still present. Please keep in mind that any issues discussed are liable to be patched, as issues I've discussed in past videos have been patched before, so keep an eye out for official patches and updates from Square. I'll try to keep up with a pinned comment too for any patches they release. So, the music reset bug and Quetzalcoatl's wrong sound effect have all been fixed. Unfortunately, there is no analog controls in this version, so you're still stuck to walking in 8 directions. The UV mapping in the open world is actually still borked. There's also a music bug that I'd be surprised if it wasn't patched. Parts of the game that play the landing can instead play a MIDI version of it. You can specifically trigger it during the Dalette mission by loading the game during the save point in Dalette. Alright, now to wrap things up. The expectation of a remaster may be a bit misplaced here. Final Fantasy VIII is remastered in the sense of how long it's been since the game was updated. But Final Fantasy VIII Remaster doesn't tackle the core issues that would otherwise make it a definitive experience. It is the highest quality port out of the box. If you're on PC, you may have a choice of either putting the work into modding the original Steam version, or buying the remaster. Let me be honest, I loathe having to recommend mods in the first place. I think the experience you get from the get-go is what's valuable, but you're free to make your own choice on mods. As far as playing on consoles goes, though, your options might fall on things such as achievements or portability. Alternatively, you could hold off until there's mods on the PC version, or until Square updates the game themselves. Issues like lack of analog and 15 FPS UI affect Final Fantasy VIII more than they do 7 and 9, so I feel those are paramount issues to address on top of the backgrounds. However, I wouldn't hold my breath on some of those issues being addressed simply because of engine limitations. Though I am curious to see where mods can take it, and personally for me, I'm continuing my...
With Asana, AI teammates are here to help level up your goals. Try it for free.
Advertising's dynamic duo. We are pivoting our focus into Gen Z.
And certain lighting I have been mistaken.
Kept you waiting, huh? The Metal Gear franchise is a series that refuses to be simplified. Hideo Kojima created a body of work that predicted AI and social media's role in fatal misinformation. It also has girls who breathe through their skin. It's a 50-50. What the? Speaking of Kojima, we're only covering games directed by the big man himself as to not much of the canon.
Mr. Kojima.
People think the canon story is extremely confusing. And come on, use your head, guys. Let's start with the most well-known characters. Snake, and Snake. If you were to the very core of the game story in a few sentences and nothing more, this is what I tell you. This series is about one soldier, the boss, whose death destroyed two men's idea of life so greatly they both ruined the world in a war against each other. This is Big Boss and Major Zero. Them losing the boss's vision gave way to shadowy military states and an AI-controlled war economy, each a corruption of her message. When the planet is rid of both of these things, her true vision is revealed, to let the world be. Shoutouts to those who kept the lights on for this entire 6-month operation. I love you dearly.
That guy always keeps you waiting.
Find something fun to do while you sit back and watch, and as always, go Team Venture. Roll that intro.
I'm Monkey the Snake.
It's 1922, and the philosophers are created. They're a secret shadow organization of the most wealthy, powerful, and elite groups in the world, first known as the Weissmans, and they originate from a treaty via a clandestine meeting between America, post-revolutionary Russia, and China. And later that year, a member would have a daughter, nicknamed the Joy. And this was due to the pleasure that she saw in battle. And nobody did it like the Joy. I mean, she was a machine.
What can I do you for?
She's not a
Y'all
soldier.
take care now.
She's the soldier. She inherits the forbidden secrets of the group from her father, and he disagreed with the direction that the group was headed. So this makes him a target, and he's swiftly assassinated. You want to know who else got assassinated by the philosophers? John F. Kennedy. That's how much you shouldn't fuck with these guys. Fast forward to 1941, the advent of World War II. The Joy is invited to the SAS as an advisor, after which she meets David O., later known as Major
Might be
Zero.
a different game.
Together they establish the 22nd SAS Regiment. And the Joy's achievements at World War II